Hi, guys. Good morning. Happy Thursday morning. I'm so happy to be on here talking to you guys today. We are in my office at my home, and it's Kevin and I's office. We actually share all of his police stuff is back there, and then all my nutrition stuff is over here. So it's kind of fun. We have like a shared office, and we get things done. I'm kind of chilly this morning, so I'm gonna like keep my blanket. This is actually Luca's blanket. I'm gonna keep that on me because I'm cold up here. I sleep with the temperature extremely cold, and then it's too cold in the morning, and so I'm like always in war with the air conditioning. I have to sleep with it super cold. I don't know if any of you have to do the same thing, but I grew up sleeping with the air conditioning super cold, so that's my thing. I like cannot sleep if it's warm. It's just not even okay. Anyway, so I'm on here today, and we're going to be talking today about how to kind of level up, how to get to the next level with this goal. So, all of you, if you're seeing me, I'm just going to put this like here. Maybe that'll be easier. Um, yeah, it's good. I wish I had a sweater in here. Anyways, okay, if you're seeing me in this group, obviously we work together in nutrition and we're working on a goal. And usually the goal is related to changing your nutrition to achieve either weight loss or some sort of health related goal. Everyone's kind of different. This week I've had a lot of different patients come in and need different things. I've had someone come in that cannot eat meat at all because their kidneys do not filter meat properly. And so they do want to lose weight and they want to improve their inflammation in their body, but they cannot eat meat. And so we've got to figure out, okay, well, how do we do this? How do we make this work? If you can't eat meat, then you're probably going to have to eat a higher carb diet, which is the opposite of what some of my patients do. And so it's kind of interesting. Nutrition is fun because everybody's so different that we have to kind of really customize, and it's kind of like a puzzle. And so for me as the nutritionist, it's really fun to do that. And so anyway, but the point of being on here today is because I want to talk to you guys about what it is like to get to the next level. So let's say that you have been working on this goal for a long time, and for some reason you're stuck. Like you cannot get past this point with your weight loss. So let's just say, for example, you are 257 pounds and you're just trying to get below 255, and it just isn't happening. Like your body is just like struggling to get there. What do you do? How do you get to that next level? And this comes down to so many different parts. And sometimes when I'm doing this, it's easy for me to like take notes in the comments so that you guys can, be able to look back. So I'm going to write some notes in the comments while we're doing this. So, first things first, if you're stuck at a plateau, or maybe it's not even a plateau exactly, it may be that you're stuck and you're trying to do the same thing, but it's not working and you're staying the same. So, what do we do? How do we get to the next level? How do you get below the 265 you've been trying to get below for so long? And that's just an example number. Everyone's different. So, what do we do? So, first thing you have to do is look at what you're doing. And so you're probably following somewhat of a low carb nutrition plan, having your day off every week, and maybe trying your best with your water and to do some exercise. Um, Now, this all must have been a lot of change for you to start working on it and making it a priority. And it takes a long time to make it a part of your life. So, when you first got started, you probably noticed, like, oh my gosh, like, I have to get rid of all this food that I can't eat anymore. And it's not that you can't eat it, it's just that if you eat it, it's not going to really serve you really well with this goal. So you have to like limit it at least. And so you've already changed a lot in that. And whenever we are trying to change our body, we have to change our daily behaviors. And that's where it gets really tough because daily behaviors are habits. And so we're having to change basically how our brain's roadmap is working. And so that's really, really hard to do. I mean, your brain is used to doing the same thing all the time, and it's the comfort zone of the brain and your body. And so when you go and you're trying to change everything up just because you want to change part of your body, then it really causes you to feel uncomfortable, and it can really cause you to feel exhausted, and it can really cause you to feel like you're just constantly at war with yourself and your brain. And so that can get tiring over time. And what can happen is you start to become stagnant. You start to become kind of like doing kind of the minimum you can do to be able to just check it off the list that you did it today. And so when if you start to feel like that's happening to you, if you're starting to become a little complacent, like, okay, I'm not eating as much bread as I used to, I'm not eating as much candy as I used to, I've lost about 5 to 7 pounds, but I'm not really getting past the 10-pound mark, and I'm stuck, and what do I do? And what's going on is you need to kind of get that brain back that you had at the beginning, that brain where you're like, I'm on fire, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to this goal. And your why has to get reignited in a way. And so think about, like, well, why did I even begin this journey? Like, what was my why? One of the couple of the different whys that I hear a lot mostly is, I am tired of looking in the mirror and being unhappy with the way my body looks. Or I am scared that I'm going to have diabetes. Or I am scared I'm going to have a liver transplant because I have fatty liver disease. And so there are so many different whys. But it's important that, as you kind of get started and you're maybe like 6 weeks in, you can start to feel like, blah, like, I don't really care about this anymore. I'm just doing it. I care, but like that fire's not there anymore. And so we got to really get that fire going again. And it's something that has to kind of get reflamed up. Like, often with this type of goal, with weight loss, it gets boring. And it's because you're having to do the same stuff all the time. And to be honest with you, I wish it were different. I wish I could make it fancier and more fun, but it's very simple. Weight loss is so simple, but it's so boring sometimes. And it takes a lot of concentration, and it takes a lot of like regular reminders of like, oh yeah, I'm working on this goal. Oh yeah, this is important to me. And so what could be happening to you right now, if you're hearing this and you're feeling like, oh man, she's totally like reading my mind here about, feeling like that oomph is not there anymore, and I'm not losing weight, and I need to lose weight, but I'm not doing anything. And so what do I do next? And so what we have to do is, one, start remembering the why again. So what is the why? And also kind of re-examine, what have I done already? So like we were saying earlier, I've taken out the bread, I'm not eating that as much, I'm not doing as much candy or whatever it might be for you. I know for me it's like, okay, I'm not snacking as much at 5 p.m. on just kind of like anything and everything, or I'm actually preparing food versus like just like, who knows what I'm eating for dinner, type of thing, where you're having to try and make healthy decisions off of what is available, and that's really hard. And then that ends up being like, you have like bites of things here and there, and then it turns into, I'm no longer eating healthy things, I just like kind of dug into the chips, and now here we are. And so one, you got to get that fire restarted, and you have to almost develop a new why, or you need to remember your why, and then also setting a new goal related to the goal in itself. And I'll explain that here in a little bit. But you also have to look at, well, what have I done? And so you've made some improvements for sure, and I want you to be proud of those improvements. But if you're staying stagnant right now, it's probably time to level up. It's probably time for you to push yourself to the next level. And so as you're going through this change of, I want to change my body, I want to change my life, like, who do I see myself being in a year from now? That person is so different than the person that you are right now. And the person that you were a few weeks ago before you started this nutrition plan is actually different than you are now, too. And so, as you go through this process of change, you're going to see that, wow, like, I am changing in the process too. And it's not like, okay, in a year from now, I hope that I'm 100 pounds down or X amount of pounds down, and then I'll be happy. In the process of becoming that version of you that you know exists within you, you start becoming that person and you become happier and you start changing. And so, but if you're staying stagnant right now, for some reason, you have a block. You have a block of getting to that next level. And it may be related to you not believing you're capable of it. And so you have to start to really believe in your brain and in your body and in your soul, like, I am capable of getting to that place I said that I want to be at. Like, I'm capable. And what happens, the reasons why we ever stop believing that we're capable is because you've tried before, and you've tried to get here before. You've tried to get to that weight loss goal before, and you have, and maybe you regained all the weight, or you've never gotten there because you just fail all the time. And so then you start losing trust with yourself, and then it turns into, now I just don't believe I'm capable. And so now I'm just almost self sabotaging myself. And I'm not getting there because I'm not focusing. And so I wanted to have this conversation because I know that sometimes it's important to hear things like this when you're trying to work on something so important. And so I want you to think, well, am I self sabotaging? Am I focusing as hard as I know I'm capable of focusing? And if you're not, then we need to realign everything. And then also, we may just need to do this harder and a little bit more strict. I don't like the word strict because it kind of feels like confined, obviously, and feels like not fun. But the truth of the matter is you have to almost get robotic when it comes to weight loss. You have to become efficient, and you're efficient with your time and efficient with your food. And so, and that's just the truth. Like, I wish it were different, honestly, but I've been doing this for a very long time. All of my patients that have been very successful are extremely efficient with what they're doing. They know exactly when they're exercising, they know exactly what they're eating, and they know, how their body's going to respond to everything that they're doing. And they're very detailed. And it's just like you're trying to get an A plus on the final, and you have to kind of like show up like that, like this is a class that you're taking. And when you show up that way, then you start to change the way you look at this, and it's no longer for weight loss. It's about, I want to be more efficient, and I want to do this almost as if I'm trying to make an A on a test. And what does it take to make an A on the test? It takes studying, and it takes, after school hours and or after appointment hours. It takes a lot of stuff to be able to get you there. It takes going the extra mile and learning in new ways. And so if you've been feeling stuck, I really, really want you to do some thinking about it and think, okay, am I just kind of willy nilly like going about this the way I've been going about this for weeks? Or am I noticing that I am leveling up and I'm doing something different and I'm still not losing? And if that's the case, then maybe we need to change something with the nutrition, and we can. And also, if that's the case, we may need to get a little more strict in noticing, well, what are you eating? And that means tracking your food and letting me review your food so I can see if there's something that may be causing you a problem. Sometimes eating protein all day causes people to not lose. Sometimes eating vegetables causes people to not lose. I mean, it's so crazy, but there's so many different things that can cause someone to struggle with their weight loss. But the key to it is knowing what you're even doing. And so if you're not tracking anything and you're not losing your weight and you're just not keeping track of your food, then you probably need to track and see what's going on and allow me to see what's going on so that I can fix it for you. And then if you're like, Joel, I hate tracking my food, that's okay. You don't have to track forever, but it's really going to help you in this process of understanding, well, what do I need to be eating? What do I need to change? Or what type of exercise do I need to do in order to get to the next level too? Because that's also another factor. You may not be exercising enough, and we need to figure that out. And so, the point of this conversation really is to help you think about where you're at. Are you stuck, or are you doing great? And if you're doing great, keep doing it. If you're stuck, then we probably need to get to the next level, which is meaning like, I always like to say, like, let me draw this out because I think that would help. I wonder if I can draw out on Facebook Live. Graphics are not supported. Okay, just kidding. Not doing that. Let me go and see. I wish there was a way for me to draw. I just don't know. Thanks, you'll need to hear this today. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Kristen. And I hope you got your meal plan or your food list this morning. I'm sorry that took forever. But I'm really happy to hear that that's so good. Um, okay, well, I wanted to see if I could draw. I thought they created this function where you can draw, but it looks like I may be just making that up in my brain. And so, anyway, I'll draw on this piece of paper because I think it's always helpful to have a visual. And so what I'm going to draw is you in the version of you that you see yourself as. And it can be a boy or a girl. Because I'm a girl, I'm drawing a girl just to help you guys understand. And so this is you at your goal. And you visualize yourself at your goal as like, I mean, have you even done that? Maybe you need to because it's really helpful. Like, what do you feel like when you're there? What do you do? What do you wear? What do you experience? How do you talk to people? What are you doing for work? How are you when you are in that place? And one of my favorite things that I used to think about a lot too, whenever I was trying to get to my weight loss goal originally, and before I ever started being a nutritionist, but even now, because I'm still trying to work on my baby weight, when I visualize myself as the version of me at my goal weight, I always, and even then, visualize myself taking pictures with friends and family without any worry. Like, I just don't worry about what I look like in the picture. And that's such a freeing feeling for me. And so, and it could be about a million other things for you guys, but I know that whenever people want to take pictures and I like have weight on me, I feel like, oh God, what am I gonna look like? And it worries me. And so when I visualize myself at my goal weight, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm freely taking pictures everywhere I want, and I'm going shopping and like loving the way I look and everything. And it can sound like you just care about looks, but I don't know. It's just important to me. So, anyway, and also like my inflammation's down, and I'm like just living life like I'm 17. And so, anyway, so visualize yourself. What do you feel like when you are at your goal? So, what do you feel like? How do you behave? What do you dress like? What do you talk to people about? Who is this person? And who is this person? And I will write down the other things. Okay, so we're wondering who this person is, and let's put where you are now. Okay, and so I'm putting myself here and where I am now. Sorry, I know you can't see yet. I wish, hopefully Facebook will get this function. Okay, this is where you are now, okay? Here at the bottom. This girl with a smirk. She's like, I don't know. I want to do some things to change. And no, love yourself where you're at right now. There's nothing wrong with where you are. You're going to be where you are for only a little bit longer because you're going to go through all these changes that are going to make you a different version of you. So love yourself for where you are now. For me, I'm like, this is, I mean, it just makes me laugh because I'm like, oh, it's funny that I really want to change, but where I am right now, I'll never be there again. And it's just funny, just laugh about it and know that every single week you show up and you're just improving and improving to where you're getting to this next level. So this girl is going to be trying to go up the stairs doing all this hard work every week. So I like to say this is week 1. She just goes up a stair, okay? And then this is week 2. And as you work on it, you're always going up the stairs trying to get to, the final destination here. So she's going up the stairs and up the stairs. There are going to be times where you're so tired of going up the stairs that you stay on the 3rd step, okay? You stay at step 3 for way longer than you wanted to. But you're there and you have to accept it. And you're like, okay, I'm exhausted. I decided to just take a water break for a minute. And this water break was good. I feel good about my water break, but I'm ready to go to step 4. And so then you finally go back up and you're going to step 4. Okay. And I'm moving my stairs backwards because I ran out of room. So now you're at step 4, and then you've got some momentum again because you feel like, I'm so proud of myself. I got myself up. I'm going. I'm like back at it. I've got some momentum. And then you're now at step 5. And you're going to keep climbing up and climbing up to where you get to your goal. And the point of me saying this is that you're going to have times where you need a water break and you're on the sidelines. And it can feel very like, I'm trapped here and I'm not getting out of here. And you may have gotten here so many times before. Like you may have gotten to step 3 50 million times in this process of wanting to get this goal. So you start to feel like step 3 is home. But it's not home. You just need that push to get to the next level. And I'm trying to do that to help right now, to help kind of get your brain thinking about it. What do I need to do outside of my normal to get there? What am I doing right now? What can I do more of that's going to get me to the next level? And a lot of times that's going to take time. It's going to take time out of your life. And so that means we need to even start talking about time management. Is it, okay, I need to start doing more exercise? I need to go out and walk more? Are you walking the dog right now and you feel really proud of yourself for walking the dog, but we need to start walking more intensively? How do I make that work? How do I get more walking in? Or, if you're like, okay, I'm cut out bread and candy and all this sugar and soda, but I'm still not really getting anywhere and I'm working out. So what do I do now? And so there may be some tweaks we need to make, and we will make those in your nutrition sessions. But the point of this video is for you to kind of brainstorm on it. I see a lot of my patients towards the end of the week, so I'll see you guys today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and so Monday, but I see a bulk of you guys towards the later end of the week. So I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about this so you can start thinking about, who are you right now? Where are you trying to get to? How do you get to this goal version of you? And who is that person really? How are you going to get there? And what does it feel like? And what are you doing now? What can you do more of to get you onto the next step? You don't want to be stuck at step 3 anymore. So how do you get to step 4? And we will figure that out. And so I hope this was helpful for you guys. I am really happy to be on talking today. I am always trying to figure out my schedule to be on here, and I figured out that I just got to get on here when Kevin is not at work, which on Thursday for the morning, he is not at work. And so Friday, he's usually not at work in the morning either, but I usually have coaching. And so we'll just see. But for sure, I think Thursday may be a good day. So I hope it is. And if you see me on here next Thursday, then you're going to know it's really working out for their schedule at home. He's got a crazy schedule. It's really hard to like have any predictability. Anyway, so I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. I cannot wait to see you guys in your sessions. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to y'all soon.